Okay, so now our new and last topic, or actually second last, elasticity. So what is elasticity? Elasticity is measure of change in quantity demand in response to change in price. In response to change in price. So when a price changes, how much does quantity demand changes as a result? So when price increases, less people buy the products, right? So what's the percentage change of people buying less products? That's what elasticity measures. So basically, it's calculating the responsiveness Okay. So the formula for elasticity is equal to percent change in quantity demand divided by percent change in price. Elasticity is always negative. Why is it always negative? It's always negative because we are calculating change of price and how does that affect quantity demand, which is an inverse slope. So when price decreases, more people are buying it. When price increases, less people are buying it. It's an inverse slope, so that's why elasticity is negative. Elasticity is always negative because demand is an inverse slope. And we're calculating the responsiveness or the change in demand. So
In the formula, it says the percent change. What is that?
what was that?
What is that in the middle of
Yes.
What?
Never
Under
mind.
the formula.
Change in quantity demand?
Mhm.
Percent change in quantity demand? This, what are you, this one? You got it?
Yeah.
Percent change in price. That's the formula for elasticity.
Professor, could you explain a little bit about this one, the minor e?
This, I'm just saying that elasticity is negative because demand is an inverse slope.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I got it.
Okay. So when quantity demand decreases, price will increase. When quantity demand increases, price decreases. Elasticity is always negative. So elasticity is percent change in quantity demand, right? So that's change divided by original. So change in quantity demand divided by original quantity demand times 100. Or you can say it is Q2 minus Q1 divided by Q1 I'm sorry, I'm gonna new minus old divided by old. That's easier. New quantity demand minus old quantity demand divided by old quantity demand. Price new minus price old divided by price old times 100. P2 minus P1 divided by P1. And all of this times 100. That's what, it's the same thing. This formula and this formula is the same thing. I just, percent change, anytime there's a percent change, it's always new minus old divided by old. So there's percent change on top and percent change on bottom. So, example. Price of oil increases from $100 per barrel to $120 per barrel. Quantity demand decreases from 20 million barrel per day to 19 million barrel per day. Calculate the elasticity. What's the elasticity? Okay, so it's just plug and chug, right? Elasticity is quantity new, so from 100 to 120. Oh, that's price, actually. So quantity decreased from 20 million to 19 million a day. So 19 million are divided by 19 million barrel a day minus 20 million barrel divided by times 100. And the change in price is, the new price is, the price of oil increased from 100 barrel to 120, so $120 million is the new price. 120 $120 per barrel is the new price, so 120 minus 100 divided by 100 times 100. So what does that equal? Let me do it on my calculator. Negative 5% on the top divided by 120 minus 100 divided by 100 times 100 is 20%. That is equal to 5 divided by 20. Is negative 0.25.
So that's the elasticity.
That's the
Okay.
elasticity, yes. That's what we calculate, elasticity. So price of oil increased from $100 per barrel to 120. Quantity demand decreased from 20 million barrel per day to 19 million barrel per day. So if you notice that quantity demand didn't change that much compared to the price. Why? Because it's oil. So even though the price went up, people still need to buy gas and oil. Factories, people who drive cars. So a change in price of oil doesn't change quantity demand that much. People are not so responsive to the change in price of oil. Why? Because oil is that kind of necessity that everybody needs. Even if it goes expensive, people are still going to buy it. So the quantity demand went down a little bit, 1 million a barrel a day, but not by too much, not significantly. So quantity demand isn't changing as much as price. That means it wasn't so responsive to change in price. Not so responsive to change in price. Oil was not so responsive to change in price. Basically, it's just saying oil was not so responsive to change in price. So price went up, quantity demand decreased a little, but not too much.
What does it say after price?
What?
What does it say after price? As much as price? I don't know what that other word is.
Quantity demand isn't changing as
Much as price.
much as price. That means
Oh.
not so responsive to change in price. Oil was not so responsive to change in price. Why? Because oil is a necessity. Even if it goes up, people still need it, right? People still need gas. So, when percent change in quantity demand is less than percent change in price, it is inelastic. Not very responsive. Not very responsive to changes in price. So when percent change in quantity demand is less than percent change in price, it's inelastic. Whatever number you get from the formula is inelastic. That means not very responsive to changes in price. And your elasticity will be less than 1. So it will be a negative number. Or, sorry, less than 1. It will be a decimal number. So a fraction. When percent change in quantity demand is greater than percent change in price, it is elastic